Hello, fans of Murder and Mayhem! Welcome back to Hunger Games Ultimate Elimination Challenge! I bet you guys forgot about this. Well, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Fryback64. And no, I did not forget about Hunger Games Simulator Ultimate Elimination Challenge. I did not forget about this for the Halloween challenge. Only instead of doing our original rosters that we planned on doing, I decided to switch this up a little bit for the Halloween spirit. So, this round of Hunger Games, we are doing cryptids. Now, for those of you who don't know, cryptids are creatures or animals that have been sighted, but may or may not exist. There's not really enough evidence to support that they exist, but there's not really a whole lot of evidence that disproves they exist. Sometimes these fall into the urban legends category, sometimes they fall into conspiracy theories. Either way, I absolutely love these stories. I love hearing accounts of these things. This is one of my favorite things to do on a day when I'm not doing anything. Just look up legends and cryptozoology stuff. So here we go. Our creatures are going to be fighting each other in Hunger Games, and we're going to see which one is the most powerful one of them all. So let's begin. Let's check them out. In District 1, we have, of course, probably the most popular cryptids ever, Bigfoot and Nessie. If you've been living under a rock your entire life and have never heard of these guys, Bigfoot is the big hairy man-ape that lives all across the U.S. There have been sightings everywhere of this guy, and he's probably the most notorious out of all the cryptids out there. And then Nessie, of course, is the Loch Ness monster who lives out in Loch Ness, out in Scotland. Looks like a plesiosaur, which is a big dinosaur with a long neck. Again, these guys have been sighted, but not really sure if they exist or not. In District 2, we have the Florida skunk ape, which is kind of the bayou swamp cousin of Bigfoot. He has like a really pungent odor, and he lives kind of in like the southern United States, and just does basically all the same things that a Bigfoot does, only he stinks. And then we have the Thetis lake monster, which this one we haven't heard a whole lot about. It purportedly showed up in a lake where two teenage boys were swimming and chased them out of the lake and a good ways towards town before disappearing. It's purportedly supposed to look like the creature from the Black Lagoon, you know, giant reptilian amphibious thing, humanoid kind of scales, fins, you know, something like that. But there haven't been a whole lot of sightings on it, so probably more made up than not. District 3, we have my personal favorite, Mothman, who is the winged humanoid bird-like creature that appeared in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and kind of terrorized the town right up to the collapse of the Silver Bridge, which was about when the Mothman sighting stopped happening. If you want to look that up, there are several cool documentaries on that. I do recommend checking out the Mothman. Favorite crypto out of all of these guys. Absolutely love him. And the Flatlands monster, which this one is kind of weird. It's a crossbreed between an alien and a robot, I want to say. So it's kind of like an alien automaton. And reports say that it crash landed in kind of the Point Pleasant area in West Virginia. So it's kind of in the same area as Mothman. And it's when it's been seen, it looks like a tall. It's been described as looking like a missile, like a missile you'd shoot at somebody, with like arms and glowing eyes and a poisonous acidic mist, and it's purportedly supposed to be an alien that hails like the end of the world. So hasn't been seen as often as Mothman over here was, but still kind of seen in that area. Point Pleasant, West Virginia is just a weird place. That's just what I'm going to say. District 4, we have the flying creatures. We have the Thunderbird, which is kind of a Native American legend. It's about a giant bird, obviously, that appears when thunderstorms are happening, and the flapping of its wings sounds like thunder, and it can shoot lightning out of its beak, and it heralds like giant thunderstorms happening. In more realistic recent years, it's been spotted, a giant bird has been spotted kind of in like the southern U.S., and reportedly it was supposed to have picked up a small child like back during the 60s and 70s and flown like several feet with him before dropping him and flying off. So, that's him. And we have the Kongamato, which is, according to my notes, is kind of like a reptilian bat, I want to say, from Rhodesia. And it's basically just like a reptile with bat wings. And I'm assuming it terrorizes people. There's not a whole lot of info about him, but he flies around, probably makes screechy noises. Have not heard a whole lot about this guy. In District 5, we have the Goat Man and the Loveland Frog. The Goat Man is more of an urban legend. He's supposed to be half man, half goat, and he's purportedly supposed to have killed dogs, attacked teenagers, just caused a lot of havoc on, I want to say, the east coast of the U.S. A lot of stuff happens on the east coast in that general area, I've noticed. And the Loveland Frog, which, according to my notes, if I can find them over here, has apparently shown up on, like, backcountry roads, and it looks like a reptilian frog, and it carries a wand that shoots sparks out of it. Now, there haven't been a whole lot of sightings of him, but in the few sightings that have happened, he's shown up on the side of a road, and then run off, and hasn't really attacked anybody from what I've seen. The people that have seen the Frogman are, like, police officers, reputable people, so there's no real reason for them to lie, I guess, which makes it all the more weird that this thing has been seen. I don't know. And in District 6, we have the demons. We have the Dover Demon, which is just described as a hairless animal with glowing orange eyes that showed up in Dover, Massachusetts and ran around the country roads for a bit and then disappeared. And we have the Jersey Devil, which was supposed to be the cursed 13th child of a woman, again, on the East Coast, and she, in, like, Jersey. And it's just like a mix of all these different creatures. It's like they got the head of a horse, wings of a dragon slash bat, cloven hooves, arms of like some aquatic amphibious creature, and it just terrorizes people. So not fun. District 7, we have the Chupacabra and the Bunyip. The Chupacabra, goat sucker, supposed to look like a reptilian creature with spines on its back, and it sucks the blood out of goats. More like a Hispanic legend. People have claimed to have found it. I don't know. Then there's the Bunyip, which, from what I've seen of artist renditions, it looks kind of like a giant armadillo with fur. And it's supposed to have, like, the body of a seal, and, my notes are correct. It has the body of a seal, the head of a dog, and long fangs and sharp claws. And it's supposed to be in Australia, and it lures tribesmen and livestock to their death in rivers. So that's something you want to be around. District 8, we have the Morosi and the Beast of Bodmin Moor. These creatures might actually exist. The Morosi is supposed to be a spotted lion that lives in the mountains in Kenya, and the Beast of Bodmin Moor is supposed to be a giant Black Panther-like cat that roams the English and Scottish countrysides. And again, these might exist. There's no real reason why they couldn't. They're just not as, outlandish as the rest of everything else. District 9, we have Champ and Normie, who are kind of the U.S. versions of the Loch Ness Monster. Champ is a monster in Lake Champlain, and Normie is a monster in Lake Norman. I feel like Champ is a plesiosaur, and Normie would be a mosasaur. Just because I'm kind of a nerd and I like dinosaurs, so I kind of know what they would look like. District 10, we have the Kraken, which, if you don't know what it is, you've been living under a rock your whole life. Giant squid the size of an island. And we actually have found giant, squid up to 70 to 80 feet long living in the ocean. So, theoretically, we probably have already found the Kraken. It probably really does exist, but there are always rumors of an even bigger squid living out there. Like, size of a whole livable island that you could live on and not know that you're walking on it. Think Sinbad and his many adventures. But, And then Ogopogo, another water creature, which is the British Columbian version of, Loch Ness Monster and all of them. Theorized to be a prehistoric whale that made its way into the lakes in British Columbia. Again, don't really know. The lake gets to be about 800 feet deep in some areas, so it could be living there. We don't know. District 11, we have Melonhead, which is more of an urban legend than an actual creature. Reportedly, according to legend, a scientist fellow adopted some orphans and experimented on them, and the resulting experiments gave them super pale skin, a huge head, sharp teeth, and sharp claws. And they live out in a forest area. I forget where exactly. But if you come across them, they'll either attack you or run away, depending on what their mood is. I don't know if... Just pray that they've eaten something if you ever find one. And the Mongolian deathworm is also in this district. This guy is a 5-foot-long, worm-like creature in the Gobi Desert, Mongolia. Apparently comes out of its underground lair in the hottest months of the year and has giant sharp teeth, big red worm-like body, and it can shock you with electricity and shoot poison at you from a distance. Think Tremors, but more shooty, poisony, I guess. And finally, in District 12, we have Owlman and the Grey Aliens. Owlman is kind of the British version of Mothman. Has more defined owl features instead of just a fuzzy, like, possible humanoid moth visage, I guess you could say. Chased some kids across the field, not a whole lot of other sightings beyond that. And then Grey Aliens. We all know the Greys, the traditional little aliens with the big eyes, the whole take me to your leader thing. People think they might exist. People point to Roswell incidents and Area 51. That's a pretty common legend there. So yeah, these are all of our creatures that are fighting against each other. Are you going to be commentating on this or not?
I'm dead.
Joe is apparently out for this one.
I'm dead.
Joe's apparently dead. Before we get started, I personally want Mothman to win. I don't know how likely he would be to defeat some of these things. Given that it shoots poison and electricity, maybe the Mongolian deathworm would probably have the highest probability of winning, but I'm putting my money on Mothman just because I love Mothman, and I really want him to win this. So, are the tributes ready? I will take that as a yes. Then 3, 2, 1, game on! Here we go, the bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. The Bunyip grabs a jar of fishing bait while the Florida Skunk Ape gets fishing gear. That makes sense, because they're both around water a lot. The Thunderbird runs away from the cornucopia. Mongolian Deathworm finds a backpack full of camping equipment. The Grey Alien runs away. Bigfoot and the Loveland Frog fight for a bag. Bigfoot gives up and retreats. The Goatman runs away. Morosi runs away. Nessie runs away. Normie runs away. Or, like, waddles away, I guess. I don't know. Owlman snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. The Flatlands Monster runs away. Ogopogo waddles away. Melonhead snatches a pair of size. Uh-oh. Looks like he's in attack mode. The Kraken takes a handful of throwing knives. Okay. Think of how many arms a squid has. Now picture every one of those arms has a throwing knife. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. Mothman throws a knife into the Jersey Devil's chest. Yes! Go, Mothman! You can do it! We're off to a good start. The Dover Demon runs away. Kongamano gathers as much food as he can. Pardon me. The Beast of Bodmin Moor strangles the Chupacabra with a rope. Oh my goodness. Wait. Doesn't have opposable thumbs. How'd he do that? Talented creature. Champ finds a bag full of explosives, and the Thetis Lake Monster runs away. Alright, 2 deaths so far. This is going to be a good one, I know. Day 1. Grey Alien travels to higher ground. That makes sense. The Morosi explores the arena, probably looking for territory and stuff. The Flatland Monster camouflages himself in the bushes, which is kind of what he did in his whole backstory legend when his ship crashed, so that makes sense. Mongolian Deathworm and Nessie work together for the day. Aww. That's so cute, I guess. The Goatman receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Chad? Are you voting on the Goatman, Chad? One more thing, and I'm firing you. The Dover Demon constructs a shack. The Bunyip steals from Champ while he isn't looking. Melonhead, Kraken, Bigfoot, the Florida Skunk Ape, and Kangamato hunt for other tributes. That is a deadly combination right there. And just considering that the Kraken has, like, every tentacle has a throwing knife, just run away. Just run away. Mothman, Normie, and the Thetis Lake Monster hunt for other tributes. Haha, good on you, Mothman. Owlman tries to spearfish with a trident. Owlman, you have a beak! Use your beak! The Thunderbird sprains his ankle while running away from the Beast of Bodmin Moor. That apparently makes sense. And the Loveland Frog scares Ogopogo off. Just shot him with his wand of many sparks. I will electrocute the water with my sparks. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance for the Jersey Devil and Chupacabra. We salute you, as we always do. There we go. And proceeding onward to Night 1. The Loveland Frog passes out from exhaustion. Poor fella. The Beast of Bodmin Moor, the Grey Alien, and Owlman discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Uh-oh. That conversation is a conversation I either don't want to hear or would really like to hear. Just out of morbid curiosity. Bigfoot defeats Normie in a fight but spares his life. I'm just picturing, like, Bigfoot, like, wrestling this giant mosasaur and, like, in the middle of a lake, and, oh god. That would be funny. Mothman and the Goatman talk about the tributes still alive. The Mongolian Deathworm thinks about winning. What are you going to do with the winnings, Deathworm? Make a nice little underground cave for yourself? I don't know. A worm cave, a man cave. Ogopogo and Thunderbird talk about the tribute still alive. Champ climbs a tree to rest. Melonhead lets Melonhead lets the Kraken into his shelter. That must be a very big shelter. Either that or the Kraken can, like, squish down into very bitty living spaces. The Dover Demon tries to sing himself to sleep. I'm just gonna say right now, all the noises that are coming from these different creatures, this is probably, like, oh, that would just not be something I would want to imagine. The Bunyip, the Flatlands Monster, and the Thetis Lake Monster track down and kill Kangamato! Well, you got all these really big creatures going after this little, like, bat reptilian thing. I mean, yeah, I could see that happening. I didn't expect him to last too long. The Morosi receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor, and the Florida Skunk Ape destroys Nessie's supplies while he's asleep. Gosh dang it, Florida Skunk Ape! Why you gotta do that? You gotta be mean to Nessie. And onward to day 2! The Mongolian Deathworm injures himself. That was, no, I'm not even. Ogopogo discovers a river. The Kraken discovers a river. The two water creatures discover a river. You don't say. Please continue telling me this story. Melonhead injures himself. So far we have people discovering rivers and injuring themselves. So smart. Normie stalks the Beast of Bodmin Moor. Morosi receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Gosh dang it. The Loveland Frog steals from the Thunderbird while he isn't looking. That makes sense. Mothman camouflages himself in the bushes. Mothman, here, I think you need some help. Let's put this leaf up over your face. Your eyes are giving you away. The Goatman searches for firewood. Florida Skunk Ape constructs a shack. Champ runs away from the Bunyip. I just picture, like, this giant sea monster just, like, swimming as fast as he can, like, down this lakeside, and the Bunyip just, like, splashing along wildly after him. It's like, Okay. Nessie, the Owl Man, the Flatlands Monster, and the Grey Alien raid Bigfoot's camp while he is hunting. Oh my gosh. The Dober Demon sprains his ankle while running away from the Fetish Lake Monster. Well, the Lake Monster has a lot of experience chasing people. I mean, it's only natural he would resort to chasing something. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance for the Kangamaro. Poor little fella. We salute you. You didn't make it too far, but we salute you anyway. Night 2! The Dober Demon cries himself to sleep. You okay there, Dober Demon? Okay. The Florida skunk ape dies from an infection. You would think that living in a swamp, he would be immune to infections and stuff. But nope, apparently not. Apparently this is a new infection never come across. So, the Loveland Frog sets up camp for the night. The Grey Alien receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Bigfoot receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Apparently all their little fans are coming forward to help them out here. Nessie goes to sleep. Aww. The Kraken accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Oh, goodness. I mean, it should have figured out, having all those tentacles and everything's all slippery and everything. I mean, arming a landmine is a very, very delicate task, and I don't think those tentacles were quite up for it, but I'm a little disappointed. I expected more out of a throwing knife Kraken, but, oh well, I guess that's how the mine detonates. Melonhead convinces Normie to not kill him, only to kill him instead! Oh my gosh! That's like a small child taking on a dinosaur and killing it. Kudos to you, Melonhead! Owlman and Morosi hold appendages, I guess. The Owlman just has wings. It doesn't have arms, it just has wings. And the Morosi is a lion, it has paws. So I'm guessing they're just standing there like awkwardly trying to hold each other's appendages. The Mothman defeats the Flatlands Monster in a fight but spares his life. Given how close they are to each other in, like, real life in the Point Pleasant area, that makes complete sense. I could see that happening. The Beast of Bodmin Moor quietly hums. I guess, well, makes some sort of purring noise, maybe? I don't know. Big cats can't purr, so I don't know. The Fetish Lake Monster goes to sleep. Ogopogo attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Considering it's a water monster, it has never had to make a fire before. Mongolian Deathworm and the Bunyip sleep in shifts. The Goatman goes to sleep. Champ thinks about home, and Thunderbird tries to sing himself to sleep. That must be a very odd bird song. That's all I gotta say. Alright, moving on to day 3. The Grey Alien runs away from Nessie. The Mothman chases the Thunderbird. I was right to think that Mothman is being so aggressive. I'm so proud of my baby. So proud of him. The Loveland Frog injures himself. The Lake Monster tends to the Goatman's wounds. I don't think I'd want him messing with my wounds. Thank you very much. The Ogopogo forces the Flatlands Monster to kill either the Mongolian Deathworm or Owlman. He decides to kill the Mongolian Deathworm. Like, Owlman, you're pretty cool. Mongolian Deathworm. There's a reason why it's called the Deathworm. I'm gonna just take you out right now. Pew, 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 pew. Champ and the Bunyip hunt for other tributes. Melonhead constructs a shack. I think Melonhead has constructed at least 2 or 3 shacks by now. Is he using any of these shacks, or is he just, like, I don't know, storing supplies in them? I don't know. Beast of Bodmin Moor fishes. It's a big cat. Big cat trying to fish sometimes. You don't say. Bigfoot sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. The Dover Demon receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor, and the Morosi somehow makes a wooden spear, considering that it's a lion. I don't know, maybe it's seen people in Kenya make spears, and it's trying to make one on its own. I don't know. Arena event! Volcano! A volcano erupts at the center of the arena. Who will win? Who will die? Who will get covered with lava? Mothman survives. Yeah! Go Mothman! The Flatland monster survives. Aww. Melonhead pushes Champ in the lava. Oh no! Melonhead and Mothman are competing to see who is the most savage person here. Nessie survives. Ogopogo pushes Thunderbird in the lava. I'm guessing he must have spat water at him and like made his wings wet or something. I don't know. Owlman dips his weapon in the lava and kills Bigfoot with it. Oh no, poor Bigfoot. The Bunyip pushes the lake monster into the lava. The Goatman pushes the great alien into the lava. The Beast of Bodmin Moor survives. The Dover Demon is buried in ash. The Morosi survives. And the Loveland Frog survives. Ooh, hiccups. Yay, hiccups. We have a lot of survivors. 10 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The Florida Skunk Ape, the Kraken, Normie, Mongolian Deathworm, Champ, Thunderbird, Bigfoot, Venice Lake Monster, Grey Alien, and the Dover Demon. We salute you guys. You fought valiantly. You hung in there as long as you could. But unfortunately, you didn't make the cut. I'm so sorry. Let's see what everybody's doing. District 6, District 9, District 4, and District 2 are all completely gone. Wow, that's just, wow. We've already had districts eliminated, guys. Night 3. The Loveland Frog is awoken by nightmares. Probably of the policeman that tried to track him down. The Flatland Monster is Let me try that again. The Flatlands Monster kills Nessie with a hatchet. Oh, why would you kill Nessie, though? I mean, you might want to kill him to try to be the most popular one. I don't know. Ogopogo and the Beast of Bodmin Moor sleep in shifts. Mothman and Melonhead huddle for warmth. Aww. Hey, kid. So, heard you're trying to be savage. Like me. Want to snuggle? I'm scared. I want to snuggle. Aww. The teacher and the apprentice. The Morosi and Owlman huddle for warmth. Aww. The Bunyip thinks about home, and the Goatman attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Because Chad hasn't been sending him any firewood. And don't get any ideas. Don't send him any firewood. Don't do it. Alright, moving on to day 4. Mothman defeats Melonhead in a fight but spares his life. That little so-and-so. I bet you he woke up the next morning and was like, I bet you I could take out Mothman. And then tried to, like, jump on him, and then Mothman was like, whoosh, you can't kill me. I'm too cool. But because you must learn from this mistake, I will spare your life. Because you were my apprentice, I shall spare your life. Morosi, Ogopogo, the Goatman, and the Flatlands Monster raid the Bunyip's camp while he is hunting. Well, now that Bigfoot's dead, we gotta raid somebody else's camp. May as well be the Bunyip. They both start with the letter B, I guess, and that's where the similarities end. The Beast of Bodmin Moor convinces Owlman not to kill him, only to kill him instead. So, the giant Black Panther thing killed Owlman. Oh boy. The Loveland Frog dies from hypothermia. Couldn't find any warm rocks to sit on to warm your bones in the sunlight, huh? Gosh dang, poor little frog. And 3 cannon shots can be heard for Nessie, the Owlman, and the Loveland Frog. We salute you guys! I'm so sad Nessie didn't make it. Kinda hoped he would, but oh well. Onward we go to night 4. The Flatlands Monster, the Goatman, and Bunyip discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Melonhead is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. The Beast of Bodmin Moor, Mothman, Ogopogo, and Morosi tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Theoretically, they could just tell each other stories about themselves. Hi, I'm a giant panther. Want to hear about the livestock I just killed? Actually, I want to tell you guys about how I chased these teenagers in their car all the way down this road. You want to know how fast I'm going? 90 miles an hour. Actually, I thought I would tell you about the mountains in Kenya. Nobody wants to know about the mountains in Kenya. Oh, I digress. The feast! And if it's anything that we have learned in the past episodes of this series, it's what? Don't go to the feast! So let's see who actually goes and dies. This is going to be fun. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Mothman gathers as much food into a bag as he can before fleeing. He survived! He survived! Yay! The Morosi decapitates the goat man with a sword. Just picked it up with his mouth like, ow. And just like, swung it, and the goat man was dead. Which is rather fitting, because apparently the goat man has been known to decapitate dogs and puppies. Which, good on you, Morosi. Get that guy. Showed a puppo. The Flatlands monster repeatedly stabs Ogopogo to death with sai. Makes sense. The Flatlands monster is known to be violent. Melonhead, Bunyip, and the Beast of Bob and Morgan into a fight. Melonhead triumphantly kills them both. Oh my gosh, he's learning from the Mothman. It might come down to a fight between Mothman and Melonhead, ladies and gentlemen. Is this what we are seeing? Oh, day 5. Morosi discovers a river. The Flatlands monster and Melonhead work together for the day. Oh, Melonhead has turned on his mentor, the Mothman. He's now going with the Flatlands monster. Melonhead, why? Why could you go with my enemy? Why must you go with him? I taught you everything. It must mean everything to you to betray me in this way. Mothman travels to higher ground. Probably by flying. Because that makes sense. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance for the Goat Man, Ogopogo, Bunyip, and the Beast of Bob and Moore. We salute you guys. Such good legends, and they've all died. Night 5. Okay, we are down to 4 people now. 4 legends now. Which one is going to survive? Let's push on. The Flatlands monster quietly hums. I imagine that's probably a very unsettling sound. Mothman and Melonhead huddle for warmth. They're back okay with each other again, I guess. I think Melonhead is playing both sides against the middle. I think that's what he's doing. And the Morosi sets up camp for the night. Alright, going into day 6. The Flatlands monster discovers a river. Mothman attacks Melonhead, but he manages to escape. The master is attacking the student, but the student is starting to become stronger than the master. Oh no. And the Morosi dies from hunger. Oh no. Considering that many lions and such creatures die from hunger. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance for the Morosi. Good on you, little guy. You hung in there as long as you could. But now we are down to the Mothman, Melonhead, and the Flatlands monster. It has come down to a story of the student betraying his master and siding with his rival. Will Melonhead take down Mothman? Will he side with Mothman and take down the Flatlands monster? Or will Mothman take down everybody else? I really hope Mothman takes down everybody else. Let's see. Mothman receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. What? Don't look at me. I didn't send him anything. I think it was Edward Kolb. It definitely wasn't me. Maybe John Keel, but it definitely wasn't me. Melonhead destroys the Flatlands monster, supplies, leaves asleep. Okay, Melonhead is definitely playing both sides against the middle at this point. Come on, I said proceed. Day 7. We are a full week into this competition now, folks. This is probably one of the longer ones I've ever done. Melonhead collects fruit from a tree, and Mothman finally has time to stalk the Flatlands monster. It's a battle, guys. Who is going to win? Who is going to win? No cannon shots can be heard in the distance because everybody either kept to themselves or unsuccessful in their thing. Night 7. The Flatlands Monster and Mothman talk about the one tribute still alive. Basically, they're talking about Melonhead behind his back. And Melonhead starts a fire. He's just pleasantly starting a fire while the Flatlands Monster and the Mothman are talking about him behind his back. It's so petty. Day 8. This is like the longest that we have gone here. This is quite compelling. Mothman runs away from Melonhead, and the Flatman Monster searches for a water source. Please, somebody kill somebody else. No cannon shots can be heard in the distance, because, again, everybody's still alive. Oh no! Night 8. This is where everybody dies. The Flatland Monster silently snaps Melonhead's neck. And Mothman accidentally steps on a landmine. Oh no. So that means we have a winner! The winner is the Flatlands Monster from District 3! Yay! Alright, let's see how everybody stacked up. In first place is the Flatlands Monster from Point Pleasant, West Virginia with 5 kills. I think he has the most kills out of anybody here. In second place, we have Mothman with 1 kill. In third, we have Melonhead, the little kid with the oversized head and the sharp teeth and claws with 4 kills. Coming in at fourth, we have the Marosi with 1 kill. And trailing at the very back of the rear is the giant Black Panther, Beast of Bodmin Moor, in 5th place with 2 kills. Very rarely do you see placements where everybody has killed somebody, and I think this is the longest we've gone, and this is probably the most violent that our finalists have ever been. Alright, this means that the Flatlands Monster gets to move on to compete with everybody else in the Hunger Games Ultimate Elimination Championship. And if you've forgotten who all is in our championship round, I'll give you a quick reminder. We have Dave Barry and Cyborg in the first round. We have in District 2, I believe it's Circus Baby and Constantine. In District 3, it's Deadpool and Cassandra Pentagast. And in District 4, we have Freddy Krueger and now the Flatlands Monster. Which, considering how violent and deadly Freddy Krueger is, and how apparently deadly the Flatlands Monster is supposed to be, I think that's a good pairing right there. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for joining me on this, my next episode of the 30 Days of Halloween. I enjoyed this. Again, this is a series that I really enjoy. We're going to be filming more Hunger Games challenges episodes throughout the 30 Days of Halloween. So keep an eye out for those. Give us a like and subscribe if you want. It's not really necessary, but I do really appreciate it. It supports me, and I do really appreciate it. And hopefully we will see you again very soon for some more murder, mayhem, and maiming. Bye, everybody!